Good afternoon. We are outside live here in G Vegas in front of the big chair because Gardner is the furniture capital of New England. It was once the furniture capital of the world. This is Funny Like a Clown podcast, episode 34. What the heck is today? It is July 28th, 2019. And, we're doing a live one because we got brother Nate Thomas here. He's in from Alaska. And you were actually on the first episode of Funny Like a Clown podcast. How does it feel to return?
It was good to be back.
It's always good to be back.
It's always good to be back. Our first one was Salem, right? Salem.
Right.
That was fun.
Salem, Mass, and now we're in Gardner, Mass, and we got the big chair right behind us. So
I might have to climb that.
you have to climb the big chair if you come to Gardner because we were once the furniture capital of the world. But
gotta do it.
So tell the folks what brings you to town. Tell them the big news. We got big breaking news.
Well, brother Dennis here has worked hard and he made a script and did a film about Sam.
About Sam Kinison. Yeah. Episode 1, we talked about how we met through Sam Kinison, through eBay and collecting his stuff. And we talked for 20 years and we finally met each other. I flew up to Alaska to meet you. Now you've flown down a couple of times. Well, and you brought it up earlier, back when we were on eBay buying this stuff, and would you ever thought we'd be doing movies about Sam and meeting Sam's brother and his best friend Carl, Bill and Carl?
I never dreamed that in a million fucking years. I said, collectors, when you collect shit, I never thought I would know these people.
I mean, it was like a dream, and we're making the dream come true. So it's not a lot of people get to make the dreams come true either. But so we were yesterday. We filmed. It was called a short film, about Sam. But we were at it. A lot of work goes into these, from sun up till sundown. I mean, what are your memories of it? The shoots yesterday?
Well, there's a lot of action going on. I don't know if I should talk about the chair. Or...
Yeah. I mean, without drum up some interest to see it.
Shit. Dennis busted a couple of chairs on purpose for a scene, and man, he busted up his knuckles even.
Yeah. I took one for the team.
He's got some wounds going on.
I can barely move that finger, but that's all right. We got to take one for the team sometimes, but
I think it was funny the hotel people gave us a little bit of a hard time about insurance.
Yeah, we're filming a low-budget movie, and then went over we had insurance or whatever, so we told them it was a home movie, and then we had a couple girls, a couple guys, they probably thought it was a porno film going on. That was the joke. So I told the girls, don't blush on the way out when you go by the desk there or nothing, but that was kind of funny.
That was great.
But I mean, we did the chair scene. It was in a bar with, I'd say, a live audience, and they were watching the ball game, and we drew their attention from the ball game. They were cheering us on once those chairs started to break, so you knew it was a good scene because everybody live was cheering us on. So, but we got Adam Griswold. He directed, and he's from Massachusetts. He's an upcoming director. He's been in some Comic-Cons. He's won a couple of Boston Film Festivals. He's worked on some internet series. He's had a bunch of his own movies he's produced, and he's on his way up. And I've worked with him before, and I was so happy to get him on the project because I know they'll put out a great end result out of all the footage we got yesterday. But can you wait to see it? I mean,
I can't wait.
I want to see it right now. I don't want to wait to editing, and editing is going to be a couple of months. But
I took 1,000 pictures with my phone. And
right. The pictures were great. I mean, I relived it a little bit. But when you're acting, you're so in the moment, you forget about it. So it's like, until I see it, I'm not going to remember much about how it came out or anything like that. But
it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, absolutely. What do you think people's reactions are going to be to it when it does come out?
Well, I'm sure they're going to like it. I know I'm going to like it. So they're going to...
Because Sam's got a lot of fans, and they've been talking about making a Sam movie forever, and it just won't get done. What was it? Howard Stern, he had a 10-year window to make he bought from Bill a 10-year movie to make a movie on the book Brother Sam. He didn't make it within the 10 years, and then Bill got it back, and I believe he pitched it to HBO because, I mean, it's probably not, the further we get from the 80s, the less people remember Sam. So had you done it back then, it would have been a box office at the movies. But now, this many years later, it's probably better fit for HBO. Like we brought up Motley Crue's Netflix thing. That's kind of a perfect example of what should be done. And when they did try to cast it, I think Dan Folger was one guy they talked about. Josh Gad they talked about playing Sam.
Who was the one guy originally too, but he got big overnight from Tenacious D. What's that guy's name? Jack Black.
Oh, Jack Black. He was rumored too, right?
He was gonna be one of the first ones.
Right.
He blew up overnight as a
And they had a screening where he went in to play Sam. Dan, who did I just say? Dan, the first one, Folger, right?
Folger.
And that went on YouTube, and that had around, geez, I forget, but it was around 7,000 hits. So I mean, there's enough people remembering Sam that they're looking for the movie, they're looking for the screen test. Which I didn't think did you see it or no?
I don't think so.
Don't remember that one?
No.
I didn't think he showed Sam as like an angry guy.
Yeah.
And well, that was true. He had a lot of anger from the real life stuff. He was still a fun-loving guy, and he missed out. He made him like into a dark, evil guy. But Sam was still fun-loving, even though he had a dark side. He had both sides. So he hit the dark side, but you forgot about the fun-loving side of Sam.
You'll have to forward that to me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to do that. Yeah, right.
But every time, I don't care if I'm in an airport in California or just getting off the plane the other day, I had a Sam Kinison t-shirt on. I got people come up to me. They remember Sam.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because not many people wear it when they see it. Like, I remember him, but...
Where'd you get that shirt? You know, I get that a lot.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to remember their childhood, you know? I mean, that's a good thing, but... Other than me, I know because we're buddies, you want to see me play Sam, but other than me, if you could choose someone to play Sam, who do you think would be, who do you think would fit the role perfectly?
Oh, shit.
Now, we did a short film, but if they ever made a major motion picture about him,
yeah, I gotta think about that.
Who would you want to see play? Because the reason they had trouble with these scripts and that HBO don't want to move on it, Howard Stern, he was busy, which, you know, I understand he had other projects, never got to it. But HBO don't want to move on it because Man on the Moon came out, a movie about Andy Kaufman from Taxi, Vodka, and Jim Cary, who was a huge name, he played it, and the movie didn't do that great. And that kind of backed them off from making movies about comedians, you know, dead comedians.
Well, I like that.
I liked it myself, I did, but I mean, we're into comedy and not everybody's into it as deep as we are. So if you're just looking for a regular film, maybe you didn't get into it. But he had a lot of fans from Taxi, which Taxi was one of the all-time great series, I thought. But for whatever reason, the movie didn't do good. If that one didn't do good, Sam's might have followed suit, so nobody wants to invest money in it. But, anybody you can think you want to play Sam or no?
Probably a rock star of some sort, you know? Because he was a rocker.
That's why Jack Black, I mean, he was in Tenacious D, right? He had a band, plus, you know, he did acting, so...
He would have been good.
He might have been a good one, yeah.
I think that, you know, he got big overnight. Tenacious D and all those other films.
Yeah. And as time goes by, these guys are getting too old to play the part, so you can't go back because they're getting too old to play Sam, you know? That's the problem, which...
Yeah. Make a Netflix thing out of it, you know, like they did with that Motley Crue movie we were talking about.
Yeah, right. I mean, HBO or Showtime, that would be the perfect fit for it. But what are some of your favorite memories of Sam? I mean, being a collector or
oh my God,
some of his...
all the dirty shit. I like dirty stuff. You know?
Yeah, it's good. Nowadays you can't do that anymore. The stuff he did back then, well, they did pick at him back then, but I mean, it's even worse now. People are so offended by everything. Guys like us, we don't get offended by shit, but...
The whole alphabet thing was great. I mean, you couldn't say that today.
Lick the alphabet, right?
You couldn't say that today without somebody...
He was teaching people how to eat good pussy.
Yes.
Lick the A, B, but...
Yeah, that's good shit.
I like the one where the devil gets pissed off if you've been married. You're coming down the hallways to hell, and he's like, "Wah! You been married? Come on in." You piss the devil off if you've been married because you can't scare the people. But
that's good stuff.
Now I know in the first episode, I mean, if people hadn't heard it, we talked about your collection about it. But I mean, what are some of your prized possessions of Sam's in your collection?
Well, yeah, I got a couple guitars.
That he used, right?
That he had used on this. One was from the second HBO special, what was that one called? Family Entertainment Hour.
Okay.
Yeah. And I actually own the black trench coat he's wearing in that one.
Okay. Wasn't one on Saturday Night Live, one of the guitars, the red one?
I think he might have played that one.
He might have played that one on Saturday Night Live, right.
And then, the first HBO coat I have under an Imperial cabinet on display.
What's the big one you pull out on the 4th of July?
Oh, the Freedom coat.
You can't forget that one. That's the all-time classic.
He liked that. He played the...
Now that's all leather, right?
It's all leather.
All leather, trench coat, full trench coat.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue, right? It just says Freedom on the back. And that was, what, on Saturday Night Live he wore it, right?
The Saturday Night Live, and if you've ever seen, which I know you
One of the specials, I do remember.
in Vegas.
Right, he's on the cover with the...
Yes, he's wearing
with the jacket, so...
He actually plays a couple songs with it on.
That might have been, one of his more popular, you know, items that people would have remembered. But now
Yeah.
we were talking about it too. He was in a movie called Savage Dawn. Before he got popular, it was a low-budget movie like we did yesterday. What do you remember about Savage Dawn?
Well, I think he played the role as a barber, right?
He was a barber, right, a preacher.
A preacher and a barber.
Which he was a preacher in real life, so that's probably why he got the role. He could have drawn off that experience.
And it was a little quick glimpse of it.
Yeah, he just had a tiny role in it because he wasn't popular yet, right?
It wasn't much, but I don't think it ever made it to DVD format, did it?
VHS is all it ever came out on, yeah, right.
We're going to have to put that on DVD for a collection, so you know, those tapes that get old after a while, they won't work.
And now you're friends with Sam's best friend, Carl LeBeau.
Yeah.
And you actually brought me up a copy of his old movie we were talking about. Thank you for that, but tell him about that movie a little bit.
That movie, let's see.
That's
that
way back.
That was put out in 1978.
78.
It's called High Riders.
It's a biker movie, obviously, right?
Yep, it's a biker movie, fast cars, and beautiful hot women from the 70s. 70s women, man.
That's where it's at? Sure.
Yeah, I like the golden era.
You don't realize a lot of these popular people, you know, they did small things back before they were popular, but you don't know about them, you know, and then you go back now and watch old stuff, and you're like, he was in that, really? When he was young, I'd never known, you know? But even I remember one of my favorites was Sarah Silverman, big comedian now. She was on an episode of Star Trek Voyager back in the day. And she never mentions it, but I remember her from the role, you know, it was take what you can get before you're popular, but
Did you ever watch those Mr. Show episodes? There was just some small clips, little Mr. Show was like an HBO thing. It was kind of low budget though. I mean,
Mr. Show, who was in that?
Jack Blackwood was in it. And
Yeah.
the guy from Better Call Saul. What's that guy's name?
Better Call Saul?
Better Call Saul. Sal or Saul, attorney. The attorney dude. Oh, I know you know him. Look at who the hell was that guy?
Everybody did. Who knows?
He's a big name. He's a big
Maybe
name.
if I get popular, to look back and say, I can't believe we did a short about Sam Kinison, but I did, and it came out great, and I hope you guys tune in and see it when we release it. It's going to be in editing for a few months, but it's called From Preacher to Prophet, a Sam Kinison story, and I can't wait to put it out. And now, as we said, you know, Bill owns the rights to the actual book, you know, Brother Sam, and the movie script for that, which is, you know, a big budget movie, but I mean, now you're friends with Bill, I'm friends with Bill, and neither one of us know the answer, but what do you think his reaction is going to be to what we did yesterday and putting out a short? Because I think he could like it, he could hate it, he could, you know, get behind it, I don't know how he's going to react.
I don't know. I hope he would appreciate it if someone would take the time.
I think they would, because whenever we wear a t-shirt of Sam, they're always, we love that t-shirt. Anything to remember Sam, they really love, you know. And I'm hoping, you know, if it goes on YouTube and it goes viral, that might inspire them to make the actual movie where they're holding up right now. But if they say there is still enough interest in Sam, maybe they go forward with the actual movie. And wouldn't you like to be an extra in that?
That would be fun.
Because I remember when Bill had pitched it to HBO, they got Screamin' Sam, who's a Sam Kinison impersonator. He's friends with Bill too, and he told Screamin' Sam, "You're too old to play the role, but you're definitely going to be in the film." Yeah. So if he got in, why can't we, right? Because we're friends with Bill and we love Sam, and he knows that. So hopefully, some rich and powerful person comes out and they make something about Sam. But what would you want to see in a movie about Sam? I mean, what topics do you think should have been hit on?
Boy, there's so much. I mean, that whole book is just interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, when he put that book out, there's so much I didn't know about.
You didn't know, exactly.
And when you read that book, it's like, holy shit, wow. And it just, you know, it just keeps you wanting more. You know, you want to know more about the character.
Because, I mean, we know. I mean, he started out, he got in a car accident when he was young, and they said he was a mellow kid before the car accident. After the car accident, they think something jarred in his head, and he was a really hyper child after that. Then he was a preacher, obviously, with the church, left the church to do some stand-up comedy, and got caught up in the 80s. He was the 80s. He was the, I mean...
Most definitely.
Yeah, he was the icon from the 80s, and selling out stadiums, you know, and comics usually play nightclubs, not stadiums. That shows you how big the guy had gotten, but then tragically, which, I mean, he was into the alcohol and the drug style, but him and his girlfriend Malika, they both got clean. They got married, and what was it, like 5 days later he got in a car crash and passed away?
It was less than a week.
Less than a week after they got married and got clean. I mean, so it was a heartbreaking story. And who knows what he would have went on to do, you know? The Belushis, the Farleys, the Sam Kinisons.
Yeah.
We were robbed of so much entertainment. What was the big thing they would have done next? And we'll never know. That's the sad part. But, what did you like most about the book, Brother Sam?
Well, I enjoyed the whole minister thing, you know, and it's hard, because if you didn't know he was, you know, you see him as a dirty comic.
Yeah, to go from a man of God to one of the dirtiest
comics. The
comics.
alphabet, licking pussy.
Yeah, it's quite the 180 degrees turn there,
it's
right?
Like, how do you know, and then, you know, it's just, you never know. It's just like, it's a good story, start to finish, and I hope someone makes
the actual movie. For people who tune in my podcast and watch it instead of listening to it, I had to shave for the role, so I got the baby face. See, but I give it up. Whatever I do, I go at it 100% or I don't do it.
It takes 2 years off your face.
I know. I'm looking much younger, right? But
I'm afraid to shave it.
Oh, I don't know. How long it take you to grow that back? I grow a beard in about a week, so I ain't too worried about it. I don't know. What do you think, Bill's wife Sherry? What do you think she'll think about the film we did?
I hope that she'll.
I think she'll appreciate it more than Bill, actually. Cause,
it's hard to say. I mean,
she always says anything to remember Sam she loves so much. You know,
I think they'll both appreciate it.
I think they're both going to appreciate it. They really do. I think they get a kick out of it, and it's not going to threaten anything they're doing, obviously. You know, we're not making any money off it. We just did it as fans to put it out, and it'll be at some film festivals, probably some Comic Cons. It'll be online, obviously. So hopefully we can inspire someone to do something about Sam. But now you've taken a trip out to L.A. and Vegas and stuff and visited with some of the sites of Sam's you visited.
Yes, I actually went to his gravesite even.
His gravesite?
Tulsa.
Yeah.
Did that. Stayed in Bill's house, which you have too.
Right, we slept over at Bill's house. That was like
great stories.
Going to Graceland, and we got the you could sleep over, but
holding his other guitars and things.
Yeah. Sherry pulled out all his old costumes and all his guitars, and we got to take pictures with it and stuff. It was like wow.
We were at Disneyland, like little kids.
Now the last time you were out, you went to one of his favorite restaurants. Was it the Palms?
The Palm in Hollywood.
He was a regular there, right?
Regular there, and of course the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Right, which we did together last time we were out there. Yeah.
We did that, and I think they filmed Under My Thumb video in that Palm restaurant. I'm pretty sure that's the same restaurant.
Oh, the same place? How was the food there?
Good.
It was good?
I tried Sam's cream spinach that they talked about.
That was
Howard
his favorite.
Stern.
Oh yeah. You're on a diet. I'm eating spinach. Yeah, look at all the cream, man. What are you? I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I had to try it. I did.
And now when we were at the Rainbow, you actually told me to order Sam's favorite drink. What was it again?
Oh boy.
Cranberry and vodka, was it?
Cranberry and vodka.
Cranberry and vodka. So
Stoli.
I had to have Sam's drink while I was there, and
that was his favorite restaurant.
that place is good because that was in the dirt with Motley Crue because they hung out there too.
All the time. All
the famous people did. Yeah.
Lemmy was old. He lived there.
Yeah, that whole strip is just iconic. You got to get out there and check that out if you got it. But so you're in the big town of Gardner, Massachusetts, with the big chair behind us, and we got 2 big buses going by, 3 big buses. We got 4. It's a tour of buses. They're invading to come see Funny Like a Clown podcast. By the busloads they're coming now. I'm only messing with you.
We might just have to climb that chair and take a picture.
That's right. After we're done, we'll climb the chair. Who knows what we're doing? But I do have to mention that Funny Like a Clown podcast is brought to you by G Vegas buffalo sauce for the spicy, sweet, savory taste at Game. I sneezed. All right. Yeah, I can sneeze on a podcast. Most people can. I say fuck it. For the spicy, sweet, savory taste at Game Time, there's only one G Vegas. You like buffalo sauce?
I do. And,
what's your favorite kind up there in Alaska?
Oh my, I like it all. There's a wings shop up there.
I'm starting to get into the buffalo and mac and cheese in Buffalo. They have buffalo wings there. That's pretty
now
good.
This place that you're talking about, they have a website too, right?
www.gvegas.webs.com. Head over there, and it's a home style recipe, which anything homemade's better than anything mass produced. So check it out. Support local. Support the big chair. Support the barbecue sauce from G Vegas. And
let and I live in Alaska, so I got to come all the way.
So we all the way to film the movie, and you're heading back. You were in the movie. You got to play the drug dealer, right?
Yeah, I kind of looked that role. I looked
Now,
like
is this the first movie you've been in, right?
Well, I'm on a Motley Crue DVD. This concert footage. They did a meet and greet thing with the fans, and I'm on one of those deals. And that was a major thing. And
sure, a lot of people seen you.
They
Absolutely.
mentioned my name, and they showed. They gave me a chunk of Nikki Sixx's bass for coming the farthest to see their show. I came from Alaska to Illinois, Peoria, where Sam was from. I went to Peoria Civic Center, and they gave me a piece of his bass from the night before, wherever they played, for coming the furthest. And that's
so you're
on
getting
DVD
famous.
format.
People are gonna start collecting your shit. Nate Thomas's shirt. I'm getting this fucking shirt right now.
Well, we'll make our own little T-shirt together.
So what was your favorite scene out of the movie yesterday? The breaking the chair one?
I like that. That got the most attention. Was the chair breaking.
Everybody was cheering it on. I don't know. They were kind of looking at us awkward. Then we won them over. They were cheering it on at the end. But anything about Sam? I mean, before we leave off here, what do you want the people to know about Sam Kinison?
Well, he's our hero, and we don't want him to be forgotten. So anything small that you do, and anything that I wear a T-shirt, and I started taking pictures of people and forwarded to Bill and Sherry. Like someone would come up and I remember
keep
that
the memory
guy.
alive. Absolutely.
I would take pictures of people and forward them to prove that people are still interested in Sam Kinison.
Well, let's hope we prove that with the movie tomorrow. People are still interested in that. You know, if it goes viral on the web, that inspires actual movie companies to make an actual feature film about them, and hopefully we can be extras. If not, I'll meet you in Hollywood for the premiere to see it. Sound like a deal, brother?
It works.
It's going to happen. Thank you for tuning in. Funny Like a Clown podcast. I am Dennis Wirth with Nate Thomas talking about the Sam Kinison movie, From Preacher to Prophet, a Sam Kinison story. Check that out online in a couple of months. And until next time, keep laughing. It's the best medicine.